Hey guys, how's it going? I'm just out for a little hike with my dog Charlie, and while I was at it, I thought I would talk briefly with you about some of my thoughts on taking a break during the off season. It's an important part of any athlete's, long-term progress that they make sure that they get good training in, but they also get in plenty of recovery so that they can keep progressing. And during the winter months, it's a great time to take a step back from all of the racing and some of the harder training that you might have been doing throughout most of the season. I think it's good to take into account what your goals are as you take a break during the off season. And I think the two main goals that you'll have are to be mentally rested up so that when you start training again, you're mentally prepared to focus on all your training and put a lot of effort into it. Aside from the mental aspect of things, it's really pretty key to get enough physical recovery so that you can go into your next block of training with plenty of freshness and not have any residual fatigue from the previous season. If you look at professional cyclists or even professional runners, they probably race so much that they really need a very substantial physical break from their training. And if they don't get that, they'll definitely be setting themselves up for a decline in performance from year to year if they don't go into each new season with a good degree of freshness. I think it's good to take into account the fact that a lot of amateur cyclists don't really race that many race days throughout the year. They might not need a ton of physical rest to be physically capable of getting back into steady training. But I think it's equally, if not more important for a lot of us to get a bit of a mental break. I think a lot of people can end up feeling pretty tired of training and racing by the end of the year. If you go throughout the year and you have to wake up early to get in some training before work most days, or if you go out at night with your lights on after work, or if you ride the trainer, eventually that can become pretty taxing mentally, even if physically you're able to handle it quite well. I would just be very self-aware of what it is that you think that you need to do to get a sufficient break during the off season. For some people, just taking 2 or 3 weeks to skip doing any hard workouts and maybe stop doing extremely long rides. For a lot of people, that's plenty of recovery that they'll be ready to get back to it. For some people, we might need a month or even 5 or 6 weeks of downtime where maybe we're still training, we're just not doing hard workouts. Maybe some days we, skip a long ride on the weekend just to go for a coffee shop ride and take it pretty easy. It's better to be more rested going into your foundational base building season than it is to get back to it too soon and feel yourself getting burnt out by December or January, especially if you live on the East Coast or someplace where the weather is really challenging and you're going to be training indoors on the trainer a lot. Stay active, keep training, mix it up and do some cross training, have fun doing any kind of exercise that you enjoy, and keep in mind what your long-term goals are. A lot of times, as long as you have a sight on whatever your target is, you'll find good motivation and it'll keep you anchored so you kind of know what it is that you want to be focusing on from day to day. And as much as rest is important, I think it's also good to take into account the fact that our bodies are really made to get a lot of exercise, and throughout our history as a species, we've always been very active. And right now I'm out walking my dog. Dogs are great, they're really hilarious and fun to be around, but it's really striking. If they don't get exercise every day, they go crazy, and people aren't that different. I think that we're, smart enough and self-aware enough that we can, put our head down and go to work and, be at a desk 9 to 5, but it really isn't great. It's not what our bodies thrive on, and we definitely get a lot more out of our life if we're active most every day. It doesn't necessarily have to be a hard training session, But even if you just hop on the trainer for half an hour, or you do some core work, or go to the gym, just moving around and being active and getting your blood flowing is really gonna help improve your mental performance at work, your emotional stability when you're dealing with stress, and it'll just make you feel better and keep your hormones in line and keep everything in your body working better. But again, definitely just pay a lot of attention to how you're feeling, pay attention to how much sleep you need, pay attention to your diet, and try to make sure that while you're not training as hard and maybe you have a little more free time to prepare good food, you could be a little more conscious about what types of food choices you're making and what kind of diet you want to have, and maybe try to create new habits that you can carry forward into the coming season. Sometimes just establishing a couple of new habits during the off season and kind of cementing them in your routine. Once you go back into regular training, those will continue on and can make a big positive impact in the long run. The same thing definitely goes for sleep. It's really key to get plenty of sleep and to get it at regular hours and to have good sleep hygiene where the quality of your sleep is very good because it's not disrupted by light or noises or an environment that's too warm. And just remember, with endurance sports, all that time that you invest during the off season and throughout the year and even over several years, it always helps to make you better as long as you're investing in the right kinds of workouts that'll progress you towards your goals, and as long as you're getting enough recovery, it always adds up and it always takes you to the next level. So definitely, just keep that in mind. Make sure that you have a good plan and make sure that you listen to your body. So thanks for watching. I really hope that some of these thoughts were useful to you, and I really hope that you're super excited to get ready for the coming season. If you're taking a break right now and just starting to plan out for next year, enjoy the downtime and wait until you're ready to get back into regular training so that you're super motivated and fresh for it when it happens. But that's it for today, and I'll see you the next time I post one of these videos up. And please go ahead and comment below or email me if you have questions that you want me to answer or topics you would like me to address. I really want to make sure that all of my material is catered to what is going to be most useful to you and stuff that you're interested in. So just let me know what that is and I'll be sure to go over that for you. But have a great one, and I'll see you later.